Hello friends, and welcome to another box of beautiful vintage books that I will be showing you in this video. First one is this Star Trek novel by M.S. Murdoch. This is a timescape in the original series there. The Planets of Death by Michael Collins. This is a Berkeley science fiction. It has a little bit of scuffing there, but it is a book without a barcode. First time in paperback, 1970. I always do find it interesting, the vintage, like pulpy paperbacks they darken instead of lighten when they have sun damage, which I find super interesting. This is A.E. Van Vogt, 200 million AD. So there was a book on top of this one. So this was the original color, and this is what happens after it had sun fading, or sun darkening, I guess, at this point. This is from Paperback Library, and it's from 1967. This is a pretty rare short story collection all about vampires. This is The Midnight People, edited by Peter Haining. So a collection of short stories, all vampires. This has Fritz Leiber, Ray Bradbury, Richard Matheson, and also has some occult stories as well. I kind of might have to read this before it finds its new home, because that's pretty neat. We have The 12th Planet by Zecharia Sitchin. This is historical science fiction is the best way to describe this series by them. They use a lot of extant texts and historical research to write science fiction, like, you know, the aliens seeded the planet during whatever time period they're writing about at that time, and how that integrates. So kind of alternative history, but with aliens, if that makes sense. But that's this one. Pretty rare to find that in paperback. Deeper Than the Darkness by Greg Binford. This one's in fair condition. It does have a pretty sizable back chunk missing out there. Assignment Nordiren by Sydney Van Sciyoc. Hopefully I said that right. I probably didn't. Nice red text block there. Another book without a barcode. Raiders from the Rings by Alan Nurse, or Norse. Another vintage pyramid here. Old one, I think this is from the 60s. Yep, 1963. Up the Line by Robert Silverberg. Kind of Tom Jones of time travel is what the tagline is for this book. Didn't really get very many Robert Silverbergs that I let go in this. This is first printing from 1969. Two Hawks from Earth by Philip Jose Farmer, as well as The Fabulous Riverboat by Philip Jose Farmer. Sections. This is The Rowan by Anne McCaffrey. Of course, Anne McCaffrey is most well known for her Dragon Riders of Pern series, but the Rowan series was another one of her popular series. I actually have this in hardcover. Damia by Anne McCaffrey. Kids, Cats, and Telepaths. That is the tagline for this book. Anne McCaffrey again. Anne McCaffrey and Scarborough, Elizabeth Scarborough, Power Lines. A collab of theirs. And The Death of Sleep by Anne McCaffrey and Jody Lynn Nye, in a very early Baen book. A couple of Marion Zimmer Bradley books. Again, an author I only recommend purchasing secondhand, so that way it doesn't support their estate at all. Marion Zimmer Bradley is dead, but they're a terrible person, so don't want to give their estate any more money. So if you want to read their stories, please do so secondhand. This is The Firebrand by Marion Zimmer Bradley. And The Shadow Matrix by Marion Zimmer Bradley. This is one of the Darkover novels. This one's in very good condition, doesn't have any spine creases at all. A couple of Conan books. We have Conan the Buccaneer. And Conan, the actual first Conan by Howard Spagnakamp and Carter. So this is the first book in the series. One of the early reprints. A couple of Tarzan books. We have number 2 and number 13, so The Return of Tarzan. in the nice, you know, 70s reprint, the black 70s reprint from Valentine. And Tarzan at the Earth's Core, complete with border collie hair there. Sorry about that. We have Shan by Eric Van Lustbader. In addition to all the books I just shown you and all the books that I will be going to show you here in the rest of this video, there will actually be hundreds of other books as well in this auction, because all of these books are actually going to be available for sale over on Whatnot. They will be for sale at 8:30 p.m. at the time of this video going out. If you can't make it to the show, you can always pre-bid. All the items are already listed with condition as well as pictures. There will be a direct link to the show in a pinned comment down below, as well as if you are new to Whatnot and are interested in purchasing the books I just showed you, or are interested in supporting me by maybe purchasing some other books from the show, you will get $15 in free credit to spend on the books. It doesn't cover shipping, but it is media mail shipping, so it should be pretty cheap. But again, all these books will be available for sale, and hopefully I will see you there. The Man Who Folded Himself by David Gerald. The Stainless Steel Rat Wants You by Harry Harrison. Again, his most well-known series. Very unserious science fiction there. The Strangest Things in the World by Thomas R. Henry. It's a short story collection in here. Mind Bridge by Joe Haldeman. Again, multiple Nebula award-winning author. The Santiago Barrier by Frank Herbert. So, one of the not Dune books by them. And another Frank Herbert, this is Under Pressure. Again, another book by the Dune author that isn't actually one of the Dune books. Another Conan book, this is Conan the Conqueror, so this is number 9. So you can get a few of the Conan books in this auction. Bunch of Heinleins coming up. So this is The Cat Who Walks Through Walls, The Green Hills of Earth, and these beautiful stained glass covers. I think these covers are beautiful. The Day After Tomorrow. I love this cover, it's so pretty. Starship Troopers. One of the vintage covers, of course. One of his more well-known books. This is another book without a barcode. Apparently the awesome movie from the 90s, Starship Troopers, is nothing at all like the book. That is a guilty pleasure of mine, is watching Starship Troopers. I really love that movie. I used to watch it anytime it came on the TV. We have Glory Road by Heinlein. That giant looks very derpy. Destination Universe by A.E. Van Vogt. There's another A.E. Van Vogt in here. Arthur C. Clarke, The Sands of Mars. Ice World by Hal Clement. With Pixar eyeballs there. That is a very Pixar looking illustration there, even though this came out decades before Pixar existed. This is a first print from 1977 from Valentine. Finding Slave of Gore by John Norman. So another one of the Gore books. Daw, 1976, so that's a yellow Daw print. 500 Years After by Stephen Brust, most well known for his Yerg series, Dragon series. And then Wolf Dreams by Michael Weaver. It's really hard to look this book up because with the rise of dark romantasy, pretty much any time I looked up Wolf Dreams in any capacity, it just came up with a bunch of modern dark romantasy books of varying degrees of publication. So I have no idea about that book. But again, all of these books will be available for sale over on Whatnot. I hope to see you there. I know that this video is short notice, but I've been busy. So hopefully you guys have been busy reading and enjoying your own book collections. And I appreciate you all watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye!